Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, Bethesda put out a new Inside the Vault blog post today, and it's focusing on the new dungeon, the Burrows, that's coming out on Tuesday, and it's looking very, very cool. There's some awesome sounding information in this, and a bit more information on the new functional camera, which has unfortunately been delayed a little bit. However, it'd be cool to find out more. I've got a few questions about that, so let's have a look. So, in last week's Inside the Vault, we shared a brief overview of the upcoming new dungeon, the Burrows, as well as a functional camera. This week, we're sharing a closer look at each of those new features to help you prepare for their arrival. We're currently planning to open the Burrows to subterranean explorers on Tuesday, April 16th. Whilst we originally planned to release the camera the same day, we need a little more time to ensure it's ready for you to start filling your photo book with memories. As a result, we've moved the camera to a patch later this month, which, judging by the look of this, is April 23rd, so sounds like they pushed it back a week. Let's have a look at this dungeon then. Venture underground with the Burrows. The Burrows is a new dungeon experience being added to Appalachia on April 16th. In which you explore the tunnel system beneath Harper's Ferry and face challenging foes as you complete a new waste management quest. So, no idea what that could entail, but I suspect it's riddled with the usual Fallout humour. Based on the pictures, this looks like it's going to be a really cool area to explore. I've got, or did have rather, some concerns regarding the fact it's geared towards groups, but at least some of those are about to be put at ease, because before the Great War, citizens of Harper's Ferry constructed an extensive storm drain system beneath the city. These tunnels were no place to make a home by most townsfolk standards. Why would they be? And were frequented by mischievous teens, sounds likely, vagrants, and individuals looking to avoid the watchful eye of the law. There we go. After the bombs fell, the Burrows took on a new identity. It became a safe haven beneath the earth as wanderers and displaced residents alike sought shelter from the punishing wasteland and eventually formed a welcoming community. It clearly didn't last, because none of them did. It'd be very interesting to explore somewhere where people have headed underground that isn't a vault, though. This should have some potential, I think. I'm looking forward to trying this out. More recently, the Brotherhood of Steel detected strange electronic signatures emanating from the drain system. They sent some of their forces into the Burrows to investigate the source, who never returned. If that doesn't make it sound dangerous, I don't know what does. But yeah, that could be interesting to find out what on earth could be putting out strange energy signatures in a storm drain, but it is Fallout and all manner of weird stuff is hidden in unusual places, so it'd be cool to find out. These pictures are looking really cool. Of course, that's the idea, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. To begin waste management, you'll need to access the Burrows using one of two manhole covers in Harper's Ferry. Okay, so they're adding new entrances in the form of manhole covers. I was wondering how they were going to tackle that. That answers that question. One is near the armory. I thought it might be, given that that's one of the places the Brotherhood were interested in anyway. And the other near Highway 65. Find a dead Brotherhood of Steel scribe within, whose corpse holds information that will send you deeper into the sewers. The Burrows is balanced to be a challenge for 2+ level 50+ vault dwellers. So, not the best way of putting that, I don't think, but I would take that to mean it's intended for groups of 2 or more, which is pretty low ceiling really, that's too hard to achieve, and 50+, so it is relatively speaking end-game content. That being said, however, a truly brave and well-geared might be able to tackle it alone, which I think is probably what I'm going to try and do at least the first time, because it will be much easier to follow a quest line if I'm not talking to other people, have other people running around, yada yada. So hopefully we're going to be geared up and ready to tackle that, and I had a really good bit of luck this morning that might actually contribute to that quite well, so I'm feeling more optimistic than I would have been yesterday, put it that way. If you emerge victorious, you will receive plenty of loot and experience for your troubles. Quests can only be completed once, one more reason I want to be able to focus on it when I actually do it. But after that, you can repeat the dungeon as many times as you'd like for even more loot and XP. So if this is relatively endgame geared, this might be a cool place to get pretty good loot drops, I'm hoping. That would be really awesome. Certainly a bit more of a reliable way to farm for endgame loot would be most welcome, I think, for a lot of people, myself included. Bear in mind, it does say 2+ level 50+. So, if you're going to solo it, you're going to need to be preferably well clear of that, I think. And prepared for quite a battle. So, collect your gear, call your squad together, and dive into the Burrows, find out what happened to its inhabitants, and uncover what's behind the mysterious electronic signatures the Brotherhood of Steel found. I'm struggling with that. Oh well. So yeah, I'm interested to find out about the lore of this place as well. It sounds like it's going to be really quite interesting to dive into. Quite excited for that, so yeah. I should be around on about Tuesday, so I think I will almost certainly be streaming that. Cannot wait. I'm really hoping that it will be instanced. I did say at PAX the other week that instancing missions, dungeons, that sort of thing has been something that they've been working on for a while, particularly with focus on the Vault raids that are coming this summer. But it would be, or it sounds like it would be something very useful for this as well, so hopefully that'll be the case. It'll be much more interesting and fun to explore, I think, particularly with regards to the quest, if you haven't got other people running around and distracting you all the time. So I'm hoping there would seem like the logical way to go, assuming they're ready to do that. Ready, aim, shoot. A new in-game camera, which looks quite cool actually. I'm liking that. Proper old school looking camera, and not ridiculous like the ProSnap ones. A new functional camera is coming later this month, and it will allow you to take photos like never before. But you'll need to find one first. Scour Appalachia to locate a tourist who still clutches their camera, despite meeting their untimely end shortly after the Great War. When you find this wayward sightseer, you'll be able to help complete their bucket list of scenic photos by using their camera to pick up where they left off. Well, that's the quest line that they've mentioned surrounding the acquisition of the new camera. In addition to this quest, we're going to add a new set of challenges that will have you grabbing scenic snapshots wherever your travels may lead. Okay, photo-based challenges, that should be cool. Once you've got the camera, you can equip and favourite it just like one of your weapons, which makes it a breeze to quickly bring up your viewfinder and line up the perfect shot. When you take aim, the camera will also display the names of nearby locations and creatures it recognises as you peer through the lens. So that's quite cool. It's going to act as a kind of scanner as well. So if you're heading somewhere, particularly if you're on your own and you're going for a stealth build, it'll be useful to survey the area and get a little bit of intel before you go diving in. So it'll be quite handy from that point of view, I think, perhaps more so than the binoculars are. So head to a tinker's workbench to build a camera of your own and craft film, which you will need plenty of if you ever decide to hang up your weapons and take up photography full time, which is probably not the smartest move ever in the wasteland. At least the hanging up weapons part isn't, anyway. You can also use a tinker's bench to apply mods like lenses. Initially, the camera is going to launch with a lens that offers better magnification, so standard zoom lens then. And you can zoom in further on your subjects. We're currently discussing additional lenses we'd like to bring to the game in future updates, and we're planning to add paints to the atomic shop so you can give your camera a fresh new look. Cool. Yeah, but interesting to see what new lenses they're going to add and what ideas they've got for that, and just how closely it actually resembles real photography. While the camera doesn't have as many customization options as photo mode, such as filters, frames or poses, it makes it easier than ever to capture the world around you on film. It's also perfectly suited for snapping action shots or simply grabbing a closer look at distant targets. Any pictures you take with the camera will also be saved to your photo mode gallery, so they'll be popping up in your load screens just like the ordinary photo mode ones. So yeah, it will be a fun little thing to play with this, I think. One of the things that is challenging with the current photo mode is that, as it mentions, taking action shots. If you've got it set up as a weapon, you can switch over to it quickly, snap a picture of that deathclaw that's running straight at your face, and then quickly dodge out of the way, switch back and carry on, which you really can't do when you go through the menu system to use photo mode as it currently stands. So that's going to be quite a good change, I think. In that regard, I think it'll allow for some very, very cool shots. It won't allow you to maneuver the camera around and get interesting angles in quite the same way, though, which is, yeah, that's what you use regular photo mode for. So I think it'll have its place alongside photo mode. It was a concern of mine that as to why you'd want to replace the one with the other, but becoming a bit clearer, and being able to tag locations and find out what they are and creatures as well. At this stage, we know what most of the creatures are. The game's been out a while, we've seen them all now. But you never know, in future updates there might be new creatures added, possibly even new areas, so it might come even more into its own when that happens. So yeah, that'll be cool. Oh, and a little note about patch 8 which released this week, including Lying Low, which we're most of the way through on stream. Haven't been able to quite finish that yet. It ends with a kind of event-based final point of the mission. So if you get to that final point and you can't get the final part to trigger, which I've been having trouble with, it's because it functions the same way as an event. You need to wait for it to pop up. I've got a new way of notifying you about that. Actually, it pops up in the top left, and that's quite handy. So you'll be able to see when that event goes live and hopefully then jump in. So I wish I'd known about that before the stream last night, but you know, such is life. We'll tackle that tonight. Presumably we'll be finding out a little bit more about what's coming in the next patch as well next week, and tackling the Burrows hopefully on Tuesday, which should be really cool. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, very cool stuff. These photos and stuff making the thing look really cool. Have to wonder whether or not the photos of the Burrows were taken using the new camera. Possibly not, I'm guessing. Yeah, very cool. So much to look forward to over the next few weeks. So for now, hope you found that interesting and informative. If you did, do hit those buttons for me. It's always very much appreciated. And if you'd like to keep up to date with what I'm doing on social media, then links are down in the description as well. Please stop by and catch up with one of the live streams as well. Having a lot of fun. Very much enjoying jumping back into Fallout again after a slight hiatus. So yeah, it's nice to be running around causing havoc in the wasteland. For now, thank you very much for watching. And I'll be speaking to you all very soon.